council meeting. First thing we'll do is stand and say Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah. Okay, can we have a roll call, please, Amy?
Bierstead?
Here.
Bjork?
Here.
Caro?
Here.
Downing?
Here.
Morset?
Here.
Miller? Here. Odine?
Here. Next, move on to approval of the minutes from the February 11th meeting.
I move approval. Second.
First and second on the meeting minutes. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next, we'll have approval of the bills with Councilmember Downing.
Mr. Mayor and Council, I move approval of the bills in the amount of $9,134,542.91, subject to the comptroller.
Second.
First and second on the bills. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next move on to public comments. If there's anybody on it says anything they'd like to say, come on forward. Now would be time. Yep, 2 minutes and fill out the little sheet.
Good evening. I'm William Hanson, N8723, 1025th Street, River Falls. I'm here tonight to encourage the City Council to reduce unnecessary government spending by making the decision not to destroy the Junction Falls Dam. Keeping our Junction Falls Dam is an easy way to save federal, state, and local taxpayer dollars. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Dana Linscott. I have been asked by your constituents to investigate several things, and in the process of doing that, I've filed FOIA requests, public information requests with the City River Falls Police Department. Try to do it very lightly. I don't want to burden anybody more than need be, but I've noticed that there is a distinct further lack of transparency in the past year, especially from the River Falls Police Department. Thank you.
Anybody else have anything? Okay, move on to consent agenda. First thing on the agenda is meeting minutes, Park and Rec Advisory Board from 12/18, Library Board from 1/6, and Historic Preservation Committee from 12/11 and 1/8. Next one is a resolution approving the purchase of a 2015 Ford Super Duty 25. Ford Super Duty F-350 from Ewald Automotive Group. Next one is a resolution approving the reconditioning award of the Gulfview Water Tower to Clearcreek Coatings Ltd. Next one is a resolution approving the construction and project management services award of the Gulfview Water Tower to Short Elliott and Hendrickson. And the last one is a resolution approving the amendment to the first right of refusal with Sterling Ponds. Does anybody want to pull anything?
I'd like to pull number 4.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I move approval of consent agenda 2, 3, 5, and 6.
Second. First and second, questions or comments?
Mr. Mayor, do you want to pull, I would just advise you if you're going to pull 4, council member, you pull 5 also.
Oh,
Yes.
together?
That's
Okay.
why I kind of paused on it.
Okay, you want to make it?
Yes, I will amend my motion to approve consent agenda items 2, 3, and 6.
Second.
Questions or comments on 2, 3, or 6? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Mr. Bjork, you pulled 4 and 5.
Yes, the reason I did that, I was just wondering, I didn't see any further discussions on this, and it's something that we talked about before with the water towers, that maybe we should look at this as a potential profit center in putting up I don't want to say a billboard, but we sold the rights or part of it. Not that we made any money with that one, but with the university when they put on the UW River Falls on the water tower on the south side, and we had discussions in one of our roundtables where we talked about, well, maybe we should look at seeing if we could market the water tower for some advertising or from some marketing effort. And did we do anything like that, or was that just poo-pooed and put off to the side and ignored, or what?
Staff did not understand there was a consensus on the council that you wanted to do any alternative painting of the tower. So that's certainly something you could direct us to do. We did have at least one business that approached the city about putting their logo on the water tower, and they wanted to do it kind of in an exclusive way. And frankly, staff said we didn't think that that was likely to get support.
Was that because of what the product was, or just because we didn't think we'd make enough money off of it, or?
Yeah, I think a combination of those. It wasn't the product, so it's not a combination of those, but I think staff hasn't felt that it's priority to work on that as an alternative revenue.
No, and I guess I can't disagree. It's not like we should go out there and marketing, but I'm wondering if it should be something that we should say it's available for those that want to approach us and give us an offer.
I would leave that to the council,
Yeah.
so to respectfully, if
Okay.
that is something that can be done, if you would like to do it.
I think if we think back to naming policy with, there's a contribution amount, and I don't remember what the percentage is. There's a percentage of the project that they need to pay in order for instance, if somebody wants to erect a pavilion in Glen or Hoffman Park or DeSanctus and want to put their name on the pavilion, I think there's a percentage of that project cost that they have to contribute in order to get the naming rights. Help me out here.
I don't
somebody, but-
I don't remember the numbers. I remember talking about it.
I remember the
So-
policy, but not the numbers.
Yeah,
But part of that, when you think like the one on the South Main down there, there's no way that met what the university gave
No.
us. So, maybe the River Falls High School Alumni Association could have came together and said, here's $27,000 and we want our name on there, just like you did the university. But
In my opinion, I had no problem with the university, seeing as they're such a huge employer. They give so much to the city, and they are our biggest utility customer, water customer,
And nonprofit.
and a nonprofit. I'm just worried that we start putting this out there, they're just gonna look junky. Now all of a sudden you got different logos all over the water towers, and you got all these businesses in town that can't afford it, and they feel slighted, and I just don't think it's the path we wanna go down. And that's my opinion. I think, like I said, the university was a special thing.
I guess I would bring up a point of order here. I think we're starting to wander
Yeah, but
farther from
this is-
what's in front of us.
yeah, this is more like, if you want to talk about this, we should bring it up in a different way. Otherwise, if you want to make an amendment to this, you certainly can.
no, I don't. I just wanted to ask the question if that was even investigated. So I'll move to approve 4 and 5 as it's written here, and then maybe in the future we will look at potentially marketing or making an effort to get some dollars off of on that potential signage.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, any other questions or comments?
I just have a quick comment. So I'll say that at the UAB meeting, honestly, it just was not a figment of the imagination. So it's an interesting question, Jeff, but it didn't come up in our discussions on this.
Anybody else? Okay, all in favor, 4 and 5?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next move on to ordinance resolution. This is resolution, this is resolution supporting the 2025-2026 legislative priorities. And I'll take a motion on this.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion, we approve the legislative 2025-26 legislative priorities.
Second.
First and a second, questions, comments?
Mr. Mayor, I have an amendment I'd like to talk about and then propose. Mr. Mayor, affordable housing should be a top priority for our city. My amendment is a reasonable one that will work towards improving our city and creating tools that will improve our affordable housing in the city. So with that, Mr. Mayor, I want to encourage people to look on the Municipal League's website. They have a very advanced program for housing. And they're the experts. The Municipal League was formed a long time ago, and they combat corruption. But one of their major top priorities is affordable housing. And that's part of how I crafted this. So with that, Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to amend our legislative priorities. So on the last page underneath advocating for infrastructure projects by, I want to add an additional bullet point at the very end that would read, so this would be above improving public safety. So this is below seeking support from the state of the Kennedy Quarter Plan. So that last bullet point there, I make a motion to amend it to read advocating for flexibility in TID law for efforts toward increasing housing affordability and availability.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we got a first and a second on a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Mayor-
Then,
Mayor, I'd also like to propose an amendment just to some wording.
same thing, on the same thing?
No, different thing.
Oh, we're on this one now first.
Oh, I
Or
thought we-
let's get this out of the way. Oh, I got the amendment passed on this one.
Yeah, so now we can.
Okay, now we can, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's
I was
okay.
thinking it was a different,
Nope.
it was a different, yeah, sorry.
So on the bullet point that says improving public safety by advocating for hospital beds in Western Wisconsin, I would like to change the bullet point to read improving mental health crisis supports. Or wait, is it mental health supports? Yeah, mental health crisis supports by : and then continue the current wording.
I'll second the amendment.
Okay, first and second on the amendment. All in favor?
Could you just read that
Oh.
again, what you said?
Yeah.
Alyssa?
Yep. So this is what under the improving public safety by advocating for hospital beds in Western Wisconsin, we would change the bullet point heading to improving mental health crisis supports by : and then continue with that same wording.
Okay,
Very good.
the original. Okay. Okay. So we got first, second, any other questions about that? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, anybody else have any amendments they were looking at? Okay, both amendment passes. Now we'll go to the original motion
As amended.
as amended to, lost my thing, to supporting the 2025-2026 legislative priorities. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next go on to administrator's report.
Just a couple points I wanted to make, that the $9 million of bills that were approved this meeting included tax settlements. So you've sent some very large checks to the, school district, the county, and the, technical college. So all with no administrative charge, passed along to them. So, if people are wondering, that is not our normal amount of, biweekly bills. And I do want to take a moment just to say that I appreciate the work of the city clerk and the police department in responding to numerous public records requests, and they do it with high level of ethics, integrity, and transparency. I'd put our efforts against any other city in the state.
Okay, anybody have anything for Scott? Questions or anything? Okay, next I got some good news for the February 25th meeting. So we had 3 scouts that made it to Eagle Scout. They're Corbin Wild, Nicholas Tofelon, and Bridger Graff, who received the rank of Eagle Scout on Sunday, March 9th. This achievement shares the same values of the city of River Falls in pursuing excellence and serving our community, and I'm very proud of them. This is a big achievement for these 3 and for the parents who support them. I want to commend them for their hard work and commitment. And there's a ceremony for these guys at the American Legion on March 9th, if anybody's interested. Okay,
Move to adjourn.
Second.
first and second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we are adjourned.
Carrie. You're sneaking out quick. That's okay, I'll come down there.